it's contagious. When somebody's passionate, it's contagious, and it makes other people excited to be around the person, to be working on whatever you're working on, right? So I want to ask you, where does your passion come from?
Full transparency. I am a two-time convicted felon. So for me, I was never supposed to be working at Ronstadt. My passion is, I know I'm not technically supposed to be here. Like it wouldn't have happened. So every day is a blessing. So yeah, I'm going to come in and I'm going to grind 100% because I appreciate it. I appreciate the blessing that God gave me. When you think about the definition of passion, it's strong and barely controllable emotion. Barely controllable. If I don't do this, something's boiling inside of me now because it has to come out, right? And when I am doing it, I'm not getting tired. I'm fueling myself as I'm going because it's my passion.
So the first theory I want to talk about in terms of personal brand that I tie closely to you. Anybody that's watched the first part of this interview can clearly see you have a lot of passion. you're you're a passionate individual, man. And ever since I've known you, it doesn't matter if it's work related, BRG related, writing your book, whatever the situation is, you bring a lot of passion to the table. You always seem excited to be where you are, to be working on what you're working on. And it makes it really easy to work with you, right? Because it's contagious. When somebody's passionate, it's contagious, and it makes other people excited to be around the person, to be working on whatever you're working on, right? It's contagious. So I want to ask you, where does your passion come from?
Full transparency.
Okay.
I am a two-time convicted felon.
Okay.
So for me, I was never supposed to be working at Ronstadt. Like the way that I got into Ronstadt by the grace of God was I was working for Superior, which did not do drug screens and background checks at the time for employment.
Mhm.
Ronstadt bought Superior. So then it was a merger and acquisition. During the merger and acquisition, I got promoted into management. The loophole was managers didn't have to do background checks for Ronstadt. We just got converted in. So my background is not on file for Ronstadt. What that has stopped me from getting in to be determined, right? But I'm in. Coming in and applying, I don't think I would be at Ronstadt. So my passion is, I know I'm not technically supposed to be here. Like it wouldn't have happened. So every day is a blessing at Ronstadt. So yeah, I'm going to come in and I'm going to grind 100% because I appreciate it. I appreciate the blessing that God gave me. And I've been working within this organization for 14 years now. Longest relationship I've ever been in life, right? Fortunately, I'm also under good leadership. You know, a lot of people think that the number one reason why people leave companies is due to pay. It's not. It's due to management. It's the number one reason why people leave an organization. I have been under a management team that has always cultivated in me, that has always challenged me, that has always looked for ways to grow and self-develop, right?
Okay.
Has put me in places to where I could utilize my strengths and work on my weaknesses, has worked with me in tandem, never left me alone, never left me just out stranded, right? Especially if I raise my hand, you know? So when you have somebody that's always there in your corner, you're naturally going to bring your A game. Because not only do I not want to let myself down, I don't want to let that person down. That person's fighting for me. That person's speaking about me in rooms that I'm not invited into, right? That person is making sure that the next opportunity comes and I at least know about it, as opposed to someone else just getting it and I didn't even know about it.
Right.
And I wonder, why didn't I have that opportunity? Why didn't I even get to know about it? You know what I mean? So um, those are the things the cards that you're dealt with, right?
Mhm.
Where my passion comes from is once I've now been able to kind of be acclimated into an organization, a global organization, and now I can really, as opposed to just focusing on doing good and kind of remaining under the radar, so to speak, because a lot of people in my situation, that's how they live their corporate lives. Now I can be intentional. I can focus on the things that I feel I want to do personally within my professional organization. So the things that you mentioned that we work on in tandem, all those benefits that you get out of when you work with me, just understand it's because I chose to get into those type of environments because those were part of my passion. Those are things that those are things that I was going to do outside of Ronstadt anyway
Right.
because I wanted to, right? But
Hmm.
now I have the opportunity to do them within Ronstadt, which is even more appealing and more great.
Yeah.
Um, there could be other scenarios to where I'm just working and it's not my passion.
Hmm.
I'm going to put my best foot forward, right? But you may not see that drive or you may not see the same type of energy because it's not necessarily my passion. So when you think about the definition of passion, it's strong and barely controllable emotion. That's what passion is. Barely controllable, meaning if I don't do this, something's boiling inside of me now because it has to come out,
Mm.
right? And when I am doing it, I'm not getting tired.
Okay.
It's its own energy. I'm fueling myself as I'm going because it's my passion, right?
Yeah.
So to answer your question, what drives me, I like being in environments to where I can authentically put my best foot forward. When you're doing something that you're passionate about, nobody has to motivate you to do those things.
Yeah.
Nobody has to tell you, it may take you 15 hours to knock this out. You're just going to do it.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody has to tell you, hey, look, you're not going to get paid for overtime, but you need to meet this deadline,
Yeah.
and you may have to work this weekend to do it.
Okay.
You're just
Uh,
going to get it done. Hey, on Monday, it's done. It'll be done. We got a 12 o'clock call. I'll be ready for the call. It's that's your motivator. So I and I would say maybe out of 14 years, I would say maybe the past five have been to where I had the opportunity to where I could focus on things that I was passionate about, like truly passionate about.
got it. Okay. So last 5 years, chance to focus on some things that were really close to your heart, things you really care about, enjoy, right? The time before that, because we said in 14 years, so there was like 9 years or so prior to you getting into that sweet spot where you could really pick what you wanted to focus on, right? So
Mhm.
I initially heard you start with gratitude, right? You mentioned your background, two-time convicted felon. Opportunity opened up for you just by chance of the circumstances and the man upstairs, right? Whereas in normal circumstances, you would have been denied an opportunity based on the past. God intervened,
I wouldn't even have applied to Ronstadt.
even applied. Okay, so wouldn't even have applied to the opportunity, right? So door closed, whether you keep it closed or whether it's closed on you, door closed, right? But God opened that door. And so your gratitude for that opportunity, acknowledging that, hey, I normally wouldn't even be in this situation. You're making the most out of it because you're grateful. And I also hear, obviously, man of faith, right? I hear that under there as well. You feel thankful and so grateful to God as well, not just the people who gave you the opportunity, that you want to honor that. So
Mhm.
so I hear gotta say faith as well. Because I think you being a man of faith is also driving that gratitude and that mentality of I'm gonna make the most of this because I have an opportunity that other people like me in my situation are denied, don't have, right? So I think as long as we're on this subject, topic is passion and the importance of that in a personal brand. And so you share with us where your passion comes from, right? So And I think it's clear, that you think it's important for somebody to be passionate about what they do. Can you share with us why it would be important to be passionate about what you do?
So I always have an expression that I kind of say. I say, if you're not busy, you're not needed.
Hmm.
If you're, but if you're too busy, you can get overwhelmed. I could be busy doing a lot of things and get nothing accomplished,
Okay.
which is going to wear me out, right? I could be productive getting things accomplished. If I'm passionate about the things that I'm productive in doing, I won't get tired.
Hmm.
I won't get overwhelmed. I have a bad day, right? But I'll be able to pick myself up because I know why I'm doing it. And in most cases, if it's something that you're passionate about, you raised your hand to do that. It wasn't thrown on you. It wasn't someone else's obligation that they just put on you because it was part of your job. It was something that you said, in addition to what I'm doing, I'm raising my hand. I want to do that.
Hmm.
I want to be a part of that. And most things that you sign up for willingly are the things that you talk about all the time. And that's the motivator. Like that's the fuel. So, for me, when we're talking about when we're talking about passion, I'm not talking about the project management job that I'm doing. We're talking about the Fair Chance BRG.
Yeah. Talk a
Like
little bit
these are
about that.
those are the motivators. Those are the things that get you up and help you to get out of bed to
Hmm.
go check in to wherever you have to check into to
Hmm.
make sure that you accomplish those things. Those are the things that have you going to sleep late and you're fine with it. When you wake up, I only had 3 hours of sleep, but you're fine with it because you know why. But I got that done. Perfect. So for me, I think, but also keep in mind, out of 14 years, the first 9 was my personal branding. I wasn't doing anything that I was passionate about.
Thank you so much for watching this clip. If you'd like to see the full interview or more content from Crazy Dreams Inspired, please visit our page. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you there.